and you're weary from travel.
Okay, I guess we're straight into it.
Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
Oh man, that's better. That's better voice acting than in Bastion.
Beware, Dylan, that your microphone is picking up the audio as well.
Yeah. No, Lisa was running the thing on her, not her headphones, so it was also picking up. So, hi everybody. We're trying something new today. Just checking out the newest free game on Epic. So that's just gonna be the new Friday. And today it is Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, and it's advertised entirely on the basis of its voice acting or voiceover quality, and right off the bat we're getting some pretty good stuff. I don't know who that voice is. Getting a bit of a Kari Payton vibe, but as far as I know it's not him. But yeah, I am joined by the Ivan and the David and my favorite mouse, which is a bit broken, so occasionally it's gonna stick.
So, yeah, on my side, the narrator for the story is Keith Farley.
Okay, I don't know that name, but oh man, I know that voice.
Oh, yeah.
So, night has fallen, you're weary from travel, stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly wooden house. So, we're traveling, and it's dark, and there's a house. So, what is this? This is set in New Orleans, right? Okay, so
Let's find out.
Steps, yeah. So
You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
Okay, that's super loud. Function.
Stand by. Experiencing technical difficulties.
Please, my life is a technical difficulty. If it wasn't for you guys and Lisa, I would have been broken or something. Oh man, this animation style is legit.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
That sounds like profit.
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
That already makes him a better poker player than I am. Who else is here?
The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him.
Let's keep playing against the werewolf.
One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
He looks even more like a werewolf now.
Anyone who can't place the voice Pokemon from this is the same person who voiced Kellogg in Fallout 4.
Oh, right.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
This is harder railroading than me as a DM.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Like, that is literally the best hand in poker, which means I know the hammer's about to drop, and I'm assuming I'm about to be accused of cheating, or this guy is going to pull out a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
Not how all-in works.
Sorry?
That's not how all-in works at all.
Right?
The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
This definitely sounds like how we get screwed over, so let's
Yep.
get these cards.
10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades.
There's literally no beating that hand. Oh. Yeah, you have my word.
The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Oh, that's some blood magic BS. Eh. Called it!
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that, your labor.
Evan, what were you saying?
Telling Lisa what she's missed so far. Game of poker where we lost to a man playing with tarot cards because that's logic, I guess.
It is pretty legit though.
It is.
Like, I absolutely aspire to know how to play poker with tarot.
I'm absolutely loving the music though. It's got
Oh,
this,
yes.
yeah, good vibes to it.
Oh man.
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie.
Yep, this game's definitely about the States.
All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know.
True. So just fixing some lost. Yeah, this soundtrack is making me feel some things. I'm definitely having an emotion.
To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
Oh no, the music went away.
Okay, how about how's the volume levels now? Sorry, I'm trying some new settings on a new game, so I
Most of the stories you'll find will be small
haven't quite
seeds.
done the fixing
They
of
might be
things.
true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling.
Audio is apparently still the same.
Oh no. Okay, let's try minus 0.4 dB. So now if the music's still quite loud, so maybe I should actually lower that.
Stand by.
Creak,
Be
creak,
with you
creak.
shortly.
We have one of those screens with like the 7 colors. Alright. Should be a bit better now, I hope. The stories you find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling.
The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves
This is
of
more
the
and more
big
sounding
story.
like a bard's tale.
To close my Discord quickly.
The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie? Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Didn't lower the volume quite a bit still. Request from the audience.
So I can't separate the sounds of the game between music and narration. At
Not
least
yet.
not yet.
To get the overall volume quite a bit lower, I think.
Not sure. I've completely messed with the inputs. Oh yes. So he's like, here's some questions you can ask, and the things you can ask him about are fucking tarot cards. So the Three of Staves is the card of travel. The Justice card is about choice, morality. The world, heaven, desires fulfilled, wishes come true. That's a good card right there. Wheel of Fortune, exactly what you'd expect. And the Tower, death, change, endings, moving on.
No, apparently you can be heard.
Yay! I imagine with the current settings, David and Evan are a bit muted as well. So I'm gonna do one last change. Just to fix that. Sorry audience, this is a learning curve still. So if I raise Discord specifically... David, please say something.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Can someone from the audience let us know if you can hear my voice? Thank you kindly.
Well, I'm deaf now, but... Thank you, darling. Alright, so let's ask about... Let's start with a fun one. The Tower. Tell the story of a black and grey city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. Oh, so it's not asking about a thing, it's asking about a story. Tell the story of tossing...
It's not the story of the game where you like go out and like the whole game changes based on what you choose here. Interesting.
Yeah. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table. They come up snake eyes and wink at you. That imagery is amazing. Parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a glimpse of a land of promise and plenty. Whoops. Okay, let me just slightly do this then, and you should hear David and also me.
Hello. Testing 1 2. Can you hear me any better? Evermore, Lisa.
Oh, my ears hurt so much. Tell the story.
Just say hello to the Fallen Arrow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good, buddy.
Oh, hi. Okay. Last technical move, I promise. Probably. What did I click on? Oh no!
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
So he's basically just said, don't keep picking the same card. Hello? Okay, so we just picked, I'm guessing, whatever that card was. I've forgotten which one it was.
The one with snake eye dice.
No, but I'm definitely picking that one because, oh god, that imagery. And I just want to read all the options. Tell the story of the northbound train, blinking its giant eyes across to the night. That's also that's wonderful imagery, and it's made worse by the fact that I've been watching. I've forgotten the name of that series, the Train Through the Snow on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Fallen Nora. Alright, definitely the bone dice. Like, everything about this card just makes me have an emotion.
It's
Just check if you can lower the
Funny
music
how bad
volume
luck
when
seems
you're
to
fully
follow
in
the
game.
folks who already have problems aplenty.
Yeah, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Yeah, there's no way for me to just access options yet.
Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you.
And we're the supporting cast in this stream, so it's all good.
Yeah, my whole concern the last stream was that my voice was booming, deafening loudness, so you
It's
couldn't
not
hear
all bad.
anything else.
You'll
No,
have
it
to work
wasn't.
hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people.
And I've seen people who shout a lot more in their streams.
Yeah, so when you come around, I'll show you the downloaded video and what I've heard, and it hurts me. So it's just a quality thing we're working on. Thank you, darling. Many who can do that either. Okay, so we've got the snake eyes, we've got whatever this was, and hell yes, I want the blinking train.
Choo choo!
Oh, with the train going nowhere and
Wander
the
from place to place,
game of
gather
poker.
those stories and spread them.
You should have known when to fold them.
I mean, it was never an option. This game has a bad DM, come on.
People get bored hearing the same
Railroading, so
stories
now I'm on the
over
train.
and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
Oh, I haven't heard the expression of spinning a yarn in years. Okay, so there's this progress thing at the top here, and I think it's like build your story sort of vibe, and I'm getting the sense that we're gonna end up picking all these cards anyway. So I guess we're gonna tell the story of the tower as well. Black and Grey City, where every
I'll
building's
strip
full of
away
corpses.
your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain.
So all of that just tells me we're telling the story of The Last of Us.
Strip away your flesh. Well, okay then.
Has he bought you dinner yet?
Weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, a part not often told.
You have died of dysentery.
And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your
Such a
castle
party.
remains, you come back.
Oh man, there's more and more hints at zombieism coming.
I love how beautifully dark the game is so far. It's
Right.
and the art style seems to fit it just perfectly.
It's like
great.
if Gloom was a game with a lot more storytelling and fantastic voice acting.
Yeah,
and this
so
music.
almost like if Gloom was played by the cast of Critical Role.
I checked, none of them are in this.
I know.
It's nice to know that they're not the entire VO community though.
Obviously, it would be bad for other people if they just took everything. Although there are people in this game that have connections with them.
I mean, the VO
deepest
community
desires,
being as small as it
your
is, I'd be
greatest
surprised
wish,
if that
heaven?
wasn't the case.
Big Rock
Yeah.
Candy Mountain.
Big Rock
Everywhere
Candy
in
Mountain.
The promised land. That place
Oh my
just
God, they
over
stole
the
my
ridge
kidney.
where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
Oh, there it is.
There you have it.
Place just over the ridge. So keep an eye out for El Dorado, guys.
Well, I don't know where that is.
Oh, you dick.
It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet.
Like, I literally came here for wine water.
They're all
Why would you do
searching
this?
for the same thing. Go on your way, Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience for you.
Who voices this guy?
Yeah, Mr. Farland. Keith
Kellogg.
Farley, sorry. Keith Farley, that's
No,
the one.
he's the narrator.
Oh,
He's not the direwolf.
yeah, my
Is he
ears are
not?
bad today.
The direwolf is voiced by Sting.
What?
What?
Yeah.
I mean, that man was hot enough already before this, and now I'm okay. Also-
Sweet. What?
I have been stung by this voice acting. Also, this music loops so seamlessly.
I'm jealous
Yeah.
in some ways.
I'm thinking of that AI that just takes the same song and sort of slightly adjusts it infinitely.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Oh man, he wasn't kidding when he said he'd strip away the flesh. We did.
Yeah. That is the lack of flesh right there.
Fuck yes, all of that. I'm running a 1080 Ti, not for nothing. Here we go. What am I doing with my life?
I don't know. Good job.
Okay, so here's the path, right? I can't move the camera except for where I'm pointing. So there's the path. So we go this way. I'm assuming we came from here. So any geography buffs can confirm if this is even the States. Oh, that would be Nevada. Canada, never mind.
Yeah, I think you're a bit far from Nevada.
I think you have to go to wherever those icons over houses are for story reasons or something.
Sure, so is this actually the pathway, or is this just a state line?
Maybe a little both.
Maybe.
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
Sounds like a party. That's strange.
Two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Oh man, that shift. I mean, no better way to to get someone talking than to share a butt.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls?
Or not.
Man. Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
So apparently I have the kind of trust issues where I'm clearly too trusting. The woman
One of these states, we're either in North Dakota or in Montana. Wait, that's Canada over there. Look at that.
North
Let's
Dakota.
go to Canada.
Well, I'm clearly not in Minnesota, eh? Okay, so
Or
the
in
music
Definitely not in
honestly
Kansas
playlist.
anymore.
Hey, you can whistle.
I can't go to Canada.
Oh no.
No.
Typical Americans.
This is weird. I moved the mouse down or up and it's having the same effect. Like, this whistling thing is not doing me any good. All 16 characters scattered over the states and trade stories with them until you earn their trust and finish their story. Okay, so this game honestly seems to think I have a remote, which is massively generous. Q I M control spacebar. I have the Snake Eyes dice. Oh, this is cool. So, the Two of Pentacles. Are any of these stories active? Ah, there we go. So, the Emperor are the woman arrested for bootlegging in Maine. So, I guess let's go to Maine? Oh, well.
Or in Maine. That was where you were just talking to those people.
Yeah, no, Maine is... Whoa,
Cool
okay.
map.
Mouse Scroller is angry, man. Also inverted. Why?
So you look at one story now of the woman who were arrested for bootlegging because they were trying to
So,
get
like,
cigarettes, I guess.
chapter in the story. So, there were the guys... There were the two men on the road. And there were the two women. And the guys were obviously cops, like, looking for evidence, maybe? And I'm like, hey, let me sell these people. And they're like, you're our clue. And they were like, nope, you broke. You're too poor to be a bootlegger. So, where even is Minnesota? I always thought Minnesota was a state, and now I'm questioning if it's... Oh, yes, it is. So, there is a lot to this game.
It's 50
Yeah.
states, and if you look at the stories, there is quite a couple to
Like
collect.
240 or
Yeah,
something.
but, like, there's a couple of states that don't have stories, or at least not yet, but there's already so much.
Yeah.
I think this is
So-
just based on the cards you chose, which is pretty impressive.
Holy biscuits, yeah. So,
Update
yeah.
your status. Yeah, Full and Arrow makes a good point. You're still playing Egglock, apparently,
Playing Egglock.
on the beach.
Where do I even do that? I honestly thought I had... Oh, the video title. Balls. Somebody get that, color bar.
Color bar?
Really the highest quality professionalism here, folks.
Oh yeah, they're so good at this. This is amazing.
Noob's gotta get good.
Oh yeah.
So, did the title of the video just miraculously suddenly very glitchily change?
No, it didn't. Not on my
Balls.
side.
Okay, so we're gonna have to work on that.
Yeah, it's a learning process.
Yeah, we'll figure that out, but as we go.
However,
but-
now I see English and adventure game. I'm not sure if that was there before.
There, yeah.
Yeah, that was there. But yeah, for now, the people that's here, let's play.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled.
Here's hoping.
Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
I mean, literally the whole point of this game is to interact with stuff, so move on. Despite being the clearly not get myself murdered option, let's say
The shape
hello.
is a start,
Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
Maybe I am.
says in a small voice.
Aw, little kid's being messed with. It could be on 30 seconds. Oh, there, duration. No, that's the scene transitions. Welcome to my stream where people learn how to stream. Output. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't even see where I've set the delay.
Yeah, there's no actual proper delay. I think it's like a couple of seconds, if that, from checking in earlier.
Yeah, I don't think I have a set delay. I think my network's just bad. Oh, button. Update button. Wait, I have to do this. I have to do this. Do. You have to scroll to see it, so... Whoa. Okay, everything's gone haywire. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Done with that. Done with that.
This is fantastic.
So anybody who wants to see like the early lives of someone trying to stream well and being gloriously incompetent, I'm living up to my description.
Oh yeah.
If it's not at the game itself, it's as a streamer. Okay, so this kid doesn't want anyone, or his dad specifically, to know that he's here. Kid's obviously being beaten on,
Pa
but we
doesn't
gotta
wanna live with
ask.
us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
Wow, this ends poorly. So, does looking for him assume that we're going to tell him, or do we just go with earning this kid's trust? Oh, I see. So every option mentions a specific card. So that's the traveling... Oh, no. Is that a card, or is that just... Eh. It is, guys?
From personal experience, my vote would be that the dad can go fuck himself.
Yeah, but you and I have very different experience with paternal figures.
Is Ivan going to be the little devil on your shoulder?
That makes you the angel, buddy, and also the tiebreaker in this case.
Definitely need to look for his dad then.
His
Tie
father
broken.
Must have been here at some point, but you sure can't see him now,
Please go. He's coming back any minute.
says the boy, growing agitated.
He's gonna see you talking to me. Please, go!
He only calms down when you leave. You don't see another soul for miles.
Dude's dad sounds like a piece of work.
Very much.
Because, you know, I'm totally one to judge people. I don't know his life. We're now in New Hampshire, which is a town in Maine?
No, you're now in Maine, and if you cross that
Oh,
border...
okay,
I
okay.
It's a state border.
So, I can recommend this game based on if you're into stories and tarot cards and dark stuff, if you like just epic VO and even better music, or if you're an American student failing geography.
Or just for the art style alone.
Oh yeah. I don't know though, like it's gorgeous, but I can't help but think that after
Don't come every year, you know.
20 hours of this, I'd be a little over it.
Man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
So they don't come every year because global warming. So why not gain this guy's trust, but asking him why is a bit on the nose. Like this guy sitting and watching them, maybe just kindred spirits would earn his trust. Again, there's that crown card, and this is a whole different card.
They seem to wait for something together, fidgeting and rubbing against one another. And when they fly off, they fly together. These two,
Huh.
these same two, have been coming here ever since I was a boy, the old man says. He watches them fly away until their bodies are dots vanishing into the low sun. Always the same pair. Wonder what keeps him coming back to this town. He shrugs. Must be home.
Guess we're moving on. So there's a lot going on in Portland, so more than one story. I mean, I would make a tribute for the fans, but I think Twitch TOS, I'll get banned if I take my shirt off. Sorry, guys.
Woman walks the small town street,
That would blind the audience, which we don't want.
All of the above.
in stride.
Tell you what, there's enough demand for it. I'll open an OnlyFans.
Plush Hollywood carpet. Wrapped around her neck,
Betty Davis.
a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
She's got Betty Davis eyes.
She should give those back. Betty Davis can't see without those.
That is Betty Davis. She's supposed to have the Betty Davis eyes.
You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you...
Fucking
step back from
incel.
the coop? That's the spirit.
I gave her food.
Besides,
She
you
should
seek
sleep
a
with
second
me.
opinion.
Right? But also, right, this is sitting at the latest, the 40s, and, like, even today, like, there's this whole thing about a kiss on the third date. So, yeah, fucking incel, man.
You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
I mean, that's a much more reasonable response, but what was Betty Davis famous for? I always thought she was an actress, a musician.
This isn't Betty Davis. She just has the poise of Betty Davis.
Oh, now I'm even more confused.
Yeah. Anyway, she was a actress, yes.
I see.
Like in the industry for like 50, 60 years.
I see. Like Betty White.
Something like that. Yeah, she's like over 100 acting credits or something on IMDb. It's insane.
Wow, that's reasonable. Let's approach the
You
woman.
ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench. You may. Lovely outside, isn't it?
I'm a skeleton just parking with people on a
Her
park
eyes are
bench.
Beautiful shaded brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat. Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
Oh, and she is French. That said, I mean, she's very comfortable with the fact that you're a skeleton and you're just like, hey, can I sit here?
That's what I was saying, and the fact that she's got a neck scar sort of... If I had a neck scar and it was the reason I wore a ribbon, I think I might have trust issues. But that's just
You
me.
see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you. At the top,
Yay,
of the
heights.
ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees.
Betty
Rain
West Side.
already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door.
So, I don't know what card this is, but there's a heart, muffled voices, heady wooden doors. Sounds like someone's getting laid and we're about to
Looks
walk
like
in
we
on
got
it.
a visitor.
Nope.
Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough. Well, behave yourself. I'll open
Or
the
maybe.
door. Another man. This one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He
Lies.
feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead.
Oh yeah, there was business happening here.
After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest.
What's a paunch?
The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand. Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Like, I first heard we got a visitor, and it sounded like every time a D&D character ever walks into a new room and promptly gets murdered by the residents. Looks like it went the other way.
Despite the
Our
rain,
friend Evan will
this
get
room
offline for a
looks
bit.
like a well-appointed
Oh, no.
parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Okay, so it's been the same card throughout, so I'm just gonna keep following that path, I think.
Oh, we manage.
Hmm.
The tall one sits on the sofa, casually wrapping an arm around the other lighthouse keeper.
The quiet suits us just fine.
He needs his quiet time. He's a writer. The tall one grunts.
I dabble. But you must have some good stories from the road.
I've literally
It's such a cute couple. I love
right.
it.
But also, like, they're like, oh, hey, you must have some good stories. And I'm like, I've got a bunch of chapter 1s. I don't have good stories. I have good preludes.
Nice.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes?
Tea
There
cakes.
might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
Prodigious snoring.
How does it even snore prodigiously?
Ask my mom.
I want to put that on my skill list. Just snore, like, bro.
So the other side of this thing is I'm supposed to gain one person's trust and keep learning more about their story, but I don't see those guys' stories venturing far from right here. Oh,
You
hi.
can hit that?
Sup?
I've got a feeling it's one of those things where the more you learn about other people, the more you get to tell stories to other people. Isn't it?
No, come back. Come back.
Good job.
Oh, man. So the controls in this game are not great. I used to hit press Q.
I seriously want to just get the soundtrack.
Oh, yes. I've got a playlist that contains the entire OST from Bastion. This is definitely going on it. Boston. This is the town of stories.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
I could totally drink some tea.
The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
Oh, man.
Oh, 32!
That's adorable, but, like, you cannot tell me that a pair of siblings who haven't seen each other in 30 years are gonna have the same haircut that defines them. Same jawline, maybe.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
I mean, that seems like a safe place for it. Yeah, I'll take a photo.
The long-lost brothers
Money!
pose in front of traffic. Cry snot pouring out of their noses.
Christ, not.
As angry
Oh,
cars
man.
by wave you out of
I love
the road.
everything about this.
Each brother presses a coin into your hand. When the traffic disperses, you realize they overpaid you quite a shocking amount.
I mean, what was the going rate for photographers back then?
Good question.
Cool. So here's the 90. Oh, you can properly enter the town.
Oh, that changes things.
I love how
There
earn
is
money is
more.
like parallel with the heart. Skeleton prostitute.
A different kind of bone, I guess.
Red brick, green trees, blue sky. In this weather, Boston is beautiful. That is, until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost among the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. Let's check them out.
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
The sun and moon, that's always a fun pair of options. We're already dead.
Compelled by the cold and foreboding night, you don't question it as you drag your bones into the cab. But you realize immediately how strange the vehicle is. It's a sleek thing, like a shallow parabola gliding over the street.
That's a combination of words I've never heard before.
Where to? He asks. You have to stop and think. Eventually, you name Boston Common, the only landmark you know in this town. He peels off silently. You feel the car move before you hear the engine.
Oh man, that car sounds legit. So,
First time I've heard of a car driving being referred to as the car peeling off. That's interesting words. Wordplay.
it's an expression I've heard, but not for a very long time. Also, though, the narrator is Kellogg from Fallout, and that game takes place in Boston, or the ruins of Boston.
Oh.
And I'm getting some major nostalgia right now, being in Boston. A very different Boston.
Otter streets, flanked by painfully clean, gleaming buildings, and signage for businesses you don't recognize. Even the air seems different.
I think
It
Maybe
doesn't smell so sharp.
maybe you're actually in Fallout's world now suddenly.
Eventually,
I don't know, painfully clean buildings don't fit to that. But I really love the fact that you can wander around the wilderness and land up in Boston, no sweat. But, you know, inside Boston, you get lost AF.
the fares in glowing numbers.
I guess all roads lead to Boston.
It's much too high. Surely a mistake. No charge, he insists. You look like you need a break.
He says to a skeleton.
And then you find yourself on the curb at Boston Common, under thick moonlight, in a city much as you'd left it before.
So we can actually buy stuff. I assume every one of these is useful in someone, like... If I'd had the root beer, maybe they would have thought I was a bootlegger.
I don't think it's alcoholic, friend, but sure. The hot apple cider, maybe, though.
I think that's even more of a dessert thing than anything else. Danny Crane. Boston Eagle.
So, there was a comment just before I came online.
Oh, hey. So the money fills up and empties out. Sorry, yeah?
David said it's the first time he's heard someone say a car peeling off.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a very common saying.
Don't say
I think
Formula One.
Especially, no, I think especially in America in general. They also refer to it as peeling out.
Yeah, because like there's the sort of body of cars, and you sort of like peel yourself out of traffic, and you get like one car off the side, like a peel a potato when you peel a potato.
I'm gonna make like a banana and peel out.
Sure.
What is panhandling? Is the secret ingredient crime?
Panhandling is begging on the corner.
Ah,
You're handling your pan.
that's quite an eloquent word for it, but I assume somewhere down the line the term has a little bit of rough history. Oh, it's a fresh wood. Oh, we're doing lumber work. or we miss out entirely. If you
I'll handle your
planks-
pan. Okay, I mean, bring it on. Please handle my pan.
a car.
Society doesn't seem to want to.
So in a car, in a beaten up pickup full of teenagers, he's picking up a skeleton and offering money. This doesn't sound dodgy at all. Let's do it. Oh wow, this car is all kinds of packed.
Oh, thank you, Lisa.
Gosh.
Oh man, Evan is the best pan. The moment the truck pulls into the street, every single boy but the driver produces a switchblade. Oh hey, give us all your money. Well,
Good thing you spent all your money, I guess.
Also, what are they going to stab? You're a skeleton.
You take reduced damage to your thing.
Babu, don't be offended. You're the same person. Compliments to Evan and compliments to you too. Accelerating into the middle lane. How am I supposed to flee? Where am I supposed to go? Am I just gonna jump out the car?
Absolutely.
Each back for the door latch. Oh, yep. I'm amazed I didn't lose any health at that. Oh, that's what the stuff you buy is. You restore your health and your energy. Okay.
Okay.
Damn straight.
Oh, you did take some.
Oh.
damage.
Delayed reaction.
I did not expect to be called out like this by Lisa today.
Oh wow.
I mean, there's the pan putting out, and there's the pan with things to put out too. I don't know.
What?
By night,
None of that makes sense.
I would like to gracefully retreat from this conversation.
combined with their superstitious tales, has both overstuffed your stomach and filled you with a hollow dread. Folks say these woods are full of apparitions, witches, and worse. You curse yourself for getting on the road so late.
You're a skeleton.
Right?
How do you have a stomach and why are you afraid of apparitions? You are an apparition.
I'm literally the scariest thing in this forest.
Seems like a stolen shred of the abyss itself. Fireside tales seem less fanciful, and every cackling crow and moaning whippoorwill seems like a demon perched on the shivering, spindly trees.
Oh, the writing for this is so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. This is like gaming ASMR.
But something cuts through the noise.
Okay.
The muffled sound of hooves.
Like
galloping
everything
down the
just
cold
sounds
road.
amazing and looks great, and it's.
When he finally slows his horse,
I'm not
alongside
doing much
it,
so much, just walking around and
it's as
pressing
though he
E
just appeared
and just
at the
enjoying the
mist.
content.
Yeah. It's very much an interactive story more than a
He's
game.
astride a gigantic black courser, and though his boots are muddy and ragged, he wears an immaculate coat with great shining buttons.
Shiny buttons!
From his
I want them.
saddle hangs an antiquated flintlock and a cavalry saber. In the darkness, you can hardly see above his towering shoulders.
Oh, he's imposing.
His
He's also
voice is
on a horse.
rumbling croak, deep, but as though his throat is filled with thorns. Have you happened upon a cannonball around here?
Run the hell away.
You can tell English isn't his first language. German.
Oh god, this is literally the Pale Rider.
His hand, so pale it's almost blue in the moonlight, grips the reins in a fist. You mumble an apology and watch as he silently rides away, back into the mist. He's cloaked in black, you notice from behind, but the blood running down over his shoulders glints crimson
Wait,
in the
what?
moonlight.
This
That's
guy's
cool.
This guy's deader than we are.
Yeah, and he is, like you say, he is the Pale Rider.
Oh man, I was joking, and then it's like, no, you're right.
Do you whistle downwards here? How does that work?
Is that Clippy?
What? Where? On the thing? Yeah.
That icon is Clippy.
No, it's not.
Oh, this is like a
There,
whole
stranger.
thing.
You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is.
No, eat a dick.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Bad characters. You're chilling with a switchblade, but you have doggos, so you can't be too bad.
These here are my venturing companions. Kaz is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
I want to give them rubs. Where's the
I
option to
usually
give them
beat my way
rubs?
on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up.
With that switchblade?
I'm in the mood for
Yup.
something real funny like.
Oh, hey.
Huh. So, funny story. See if you can find a funny story, I guess.
And tell this person a story about love. They will tell you something about their own life relating to the subject of love. Poor things. Okay, so this is how long the night's going, and then you talk about stories. Okay.
Interesting mechanic.
It's like the core mechanic of the game, I think. Okay, so he wants something real funny like. Okay, cool. So you don't have to totally open the eye from the bat, which is fine because I don't think we have the options here. Authority, the future, family, love, sadness, the fool, and or freedom.
Bondage, traps, and imprisonment.
Sounds like a party. That said, this kid strikes me as someone who'll like the fool. The boy who ran away from his father. And, oh, yeah, you know, this sounds like a funny story. No, it's the
Oh, no.
abused, abandoned child.
Well, he
Well,
ran
sure
away
was a
with his
downer.
father.
Give me a good venture tale instead any day.
That's a downer, apparently.
You think?
He'd be disappointed.
Freedom. Well, teacher used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it. But the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply.
Yeah, I heard the other day this thing about, sure, people are allowed to be free to starve.
Freedom from an empty
Free
stomach
to
and
die.
bad weather, unless you're rich. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Oh yeah, I mean, The Rider in the Woods was probably exciting.
Absolutely, tell that story.
The taxi cab sounds kind of creepy, but also exciting, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the next option. We got a few to work with, but definitely the Pale Horse. Well, the Pale Rider.
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think.
Everything's on chapter 1. What do you want, kid?
Traps and such like. Well, one time in Fort Worth, a feller tried to take Cass and Flip away.
What kind of dick would steal a kid's doggos?
Said a kid couldn't look out for him proper like. That they were fat in Fort Worth and they were going to the pound so that he could find him a good home.
I mean,
That
if you...
kind of guy.
I agree with keeping dogs fat, but don't take them to the pound from an owner if they're not actively abusing the animal and you can't go and feed them yourselves. The doggos are this
Right,
cute.
Lisa? They're adorbs.
Well,
Hello.
before I could much argue, Flip bit the hell out of that busybody, and Cass and I
Hello.
joined in shortly. I don't think I ever seen a fella so surprised.
I mean, did you also bite the dude, or is that switchblade recently cleaned?
Guess I ain't going back to Fort Worth no more. I want to hear one
That's
of
how
them
he lost his
adventuring
tooth.
tales. Got any?
Okay, it's not excitement, it's adventure that he's after.
Well, yeah, this time. The story of the two birds is adventurous, I think.
Actually, the taxi cab in London is like literally, I went and got lost.
It's kind of a sci-fi vibe. I think you might like it.
Well, that was something. You spin a good yarn.
Oh yeah, he liked that.
What's my future look like? I ain't looking for a traveling companion, if that's what you mean. I do fine by myself, so just stick to minding your own.
I mean,
Hey,
that's the
you
opposite
got
of what I'm
really
trying to do
thrilling
here.
Stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Rolling.
Thrilling stories.
Sadness doesn't help. People getting arrested is thrilling?
What's
Question
on
mark?
the right? What are
I've-
those eyes mean?
The eyes mean I've already told the story.
Let's see.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger.
Yes!
Oh, that popped his eyes open.
Hey!
Authority, bosses and such.
Kids like tutorial for this mechanic, I
ain't
guess.
nobody's little Angelina, if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs. I don't need no jocker looking out for me. So if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful.
Stop putting words in my mouth.
You
I've literally
keep enjoying
only
my
said
spot or not?
continue.
Think about that. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
Yes, because we have so many funny stories.
I
Starts
mean,
with sadness.
Yeah.
I guess the seagulls is. Or the two brothers might be kind of.
taking
I
a
don't know.
photo in traffic.
Yeah, I think that's pretty funny. Probably not
People
gonna be
die
like
at the
these
fair.
looking
What's the
People
use of telling
absolutely
sweet,
die at
happy
the fair.
tales and stories?
People die at the fair.
My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them. Enough said.
Can't remember the last time I heard people just refer to as
Oh,
Judases.
heck. The night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Okay, so next time we feel like we have good stories for this person, you gotta hit Pennsylvania.
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
Yay, you got a new chapter.
Sure. I've also still only got half a heart, so I'm gonna end up dead. Yeah, because I've got so much to demonstrate about the female reproductive system.
That's it. Has it ever been established if your character's male or female or something else? Definitely something else at this stage, but it's a skeleton, so it can be anyone. Kind of like that.
Okay.
Kid will never ask for stories again. True. He'll go out and make his own.
So I've got no idea how far away the icons spawn, but the whistling thing I finally get. It wasn't showing where I was whistling, it was showing where I should whistle. Black crow flutters down to land on your path. Looks at you, cocks its head and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear. I got some experience when it comes to chasing down folks. Oh, tell me about it. If you want, you could go find your friend again. Ask them more about their life. You might want better stories this time, though. Didn't they tell you where they headed next? Yes? Hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. That's what humans say anyway. And it disappears.
Goodbye, Mr. Crow. You're gonna get your ankle smashed. You got your ankle smashed.
I'm trying to hitchhike and I just can't anymore. Ah. Hi. You ungrateful bastard. Come back here. I will whistle after you. So it's a nice little minigame to keep you busy while you're walking and make you walk faster.
Whistle while you work. Walk. Work, walk. Work, work.
Turns to face you as you're passing by. At his back is a bag full of bird seed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
Wait, is this guy Typhoid marrying?
They look extinct to you?
You're not sure those
kind of
gold
pigeon.
gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently.
Say, you like birds?
So I guess I actually get to influence the story as to which tarot card it comes out as.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of romance stories, but we don't have any of whatever the
Met
sun
lots of
is.
people who didn't.
He stares at you, and so do the birds.
Shame about what happened to him.
One of his birds coos. You swear there are tiny teeth
Nope.
lining the inside
Nope.
of his beak.
Nope.
That's certainly slightly creepy.
No.
Excuse me is exactly the response.
No.
You sense it's about time you start moving on.
Yes.
Kind
Yes.
of the little birds now, you hear?
You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
No. No. We're leaving. We're leaving a lot.
Terrified, Charlie.
So looking at the icon, it's like a mischievous like sun. Maybe that's the scary icon. Like, yeah. We should probably figure out what's what at some point.
The sun is the story, the tarot card of. Great, it doesn't give me what the sun is about. That's frustrating.
It will tell you when you are able to tell that story.
Sure, but it would be nice to actually understand, like, what kind of stories I'm getting. Like, if I know that kid likes mischievous stories.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got a little timeline.
That's very cool.
I think there is, like, I think you need to get used to the UI or the UX of the game. I think there's not a lot of hand-holding or teaching you at all. It's kind of you discover the game as you play it, which is fine. It's an interesting mechanic.
It's very cognitive. Spend a while in the cool shade at this gas station. You notice 3 kids sitting beside their family car while their parents argue loudly with the cashier inside. Children seem embarrassed to see the older brother lean over and distract his siblings with a story. Yes, free story! Boy, who's shiftless father, I assume that means worthless. In the woods. Oh, this is... okay. A new version of that other story with new ridiculous details. Parents come stomping furiously. You make yourself scarce, missing the ending of the boy's new story. The part you heard is definitely easier to remember. That's
so that's
cool.
a story upgrade. Oh wow.
Okay.
Sprinting the Fanning Boy. Okay. So now that's a better story to tell as well.
Yeah, like there's more to it.
The engines belch black
Welcome to
smoke.
New York, New York.
Churns gray water into froth.
Bella Bella.
A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the
Oh,
horizon.
it's so nice they named it twice.
Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent
Couscous?
voices. He takes
Pookie,
her
pookie.
wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
I mean, we have some of each of these stories, but we only have one travel-y story. We've got 2 romantic stories, so I'm just gonna go this way.
Once over as you approach. His newsboy cap is ragged with age.
You look familiar. Did I meet you at Union Square?
Story doesn't change, so...
The
Again,
Okay.
I think
It got bloody, but I'm used to that after Italy.
You think?
He claps
I
a
think
hand on his hat to
you would
steady
recognize a
the
skeleton
breeze.
if you've seen them before.
Right.
He was arrested. Many of us had to flee. I came into New York, and here I continue our efforts. The workers' voices will be heard.
Alright, weren't the Italians like super oppressed in early US history?
Them and the Irish, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, for the same reason too, like they were abused for labor.
Something like that.
Their love of potatoes.
Could definitely go for some good grappa. Boxed in by a brick, but damn, there's something invigorating about that stink. God, you feel like there's an engine in your chest. Yeah, that's how a lot of people still describe New York. I'm going to not get picked up and mugged again, so I'm just gonna do some begging. Oh, okay. People be po. Or dicks.
That wasn't very effective.
Oh man. So the things available for sale are very much like any show that features New York. Can absolutely go up the streets, buy bagels, a slice of pizza, and some coffee. Scrambled eggs I've never seen heard of, but them tropes, yo.
Basically, when you take eggs, you like put it in a pan.
I know how to scramble
Scrambled.
eggs.
You
Get
said
that.
you've never heard of
before.
In New York! I've never heard of them in New York.
Do you just think that New Yorkers don't eat scrambled eggs?
I mean, 3 of those things were absolute tropes. Like, I've seen entire episodes of sitcoms about pizza in New York and bagels in New York. Never heard of, never had the same with scrambled eggs, rather.
We'll make you some scrambled eggs when we meet up again. It's pretty
New
good.
York style, yeah.
Okay, so this course generally seems like super tutorial-y. Let's ask it about stories. Yes, I know my stories are all chapter 1s. Okay, so if we hear someone's entire story, it won't matter what kind of story it is.
Yeah, so if they say tell me a funny story or whatever, if it's a true story, it doesn't matter
Hmm.
if it's not funny. Okay.
Yeah, that goes super tutorial-y.
Huh. This is a story-driven story.
Oh man, that hurt. I think my nose might bleed a bit.
It's true though.
So, hitchhiking just... I've yet to successfully hitchhike.
It's very realistic.
Maybe I should show some femur.
Catholicism, big no-no, who'd have thunk it? Yeah, well, I mean...
Okay, well, here's more of that crow. Crow can eat a dick. He's just making me feel bad at this game now.
It's funny to me how America was like the country that was you know, all the immigrants and whatever went to America to find freedom, religious or otherwise. And then they get to America and they're pursued for their religion and other differences.
Yeah.
Across the way,
Difference between advertising and marketing.
laps up the water.
Yeah.
Its sunken red eyes fixed. on
Demon
the
goat!
movement.
Yes!
Holy crap.
Demon goat!
Notice the
Fat goat.
unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue,
Ah, demon
only
goat.
abstractly concerned with your presence.
I have a horror story.
I haven't seen the drink water icon yet. What does that do?
What, this one? This
The
one.
left one. Yeah.
You cup the water in your hands, ice cold somehow.
Oh, that sounds
Take a
refreshing.
swallow, soothing the coarseness in your parched.
Again, I'm a skeleton.
Clear as the water is, the stream bed isn't visible, even looking straight down.
What,
This
is it
river
just
Styx.
darkness? Oh god, it's the river Styx. I'm about to die.
Don't reach the bottom, so you float in the cool water. Feeling
So what's the river Styx that be
the ripples flow
the souls
as
of the dead
far as
trying
you
to
can see,
drag you under?
Yeah.
never fading.
I mean, isn't that why we can't see the bottom? Also,
Yeah,
I'm
you
pretty
see
sure
the
that goat's the ferryman.
The winged goat snorts and heads in the other direction.
No, goat, come back.
The winged goat by pristine water. That was
Jeez!
interesting. Let's see how that story evolves.
Yeah, like, depending on what you choose. That's what the crow was saying.
Low tide.
Love how you're whistling the melody.
This beach is long,
Aw, but goat.
stretching toward a receding sea. In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray. Alien.
Can you grade it?
Stars are dim and distant.
Oh, hi, Archer. Look at the horizon. Oh, the world. We haven't
It
gotten any world
outshines
cards
the
yet.
stars with its presence. A streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire.
Oh, that's pretty.
It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm.
Shai Hulud.
You know that, given the distance, it must be moving at great speed. Its parabola heads south to north. In the far distance, just for a second, a boardwalk town is engulfed in light. With a rumble, its street lamps and windows dim, then go dark. All that you can see
Serpentine,
emanating from
serpentine.
there is an otherworldly color that you can't quite name.
Did we just see a meteor impact on a town?
We did? Oh, one of my stories has made its way back.
Yay!
Sean cracks into something with a little more amazement in it. He reads out a story about the two brothers who wandered seeking one another for 50 years. A little bit longer, but you're shocked. It's a story of the two brothers who reconnected after 30 years apart, but some bits changed.
Definitely happened. Definitely happened.
It definitely happened. Where did you say you saw a crater?
No, that story with the light going into the
Ah,
city
right.
and the rumble.
So here's another place where we have to like tell the story.
Are we in a? Have we got enough stories? You think?
Well, we've got more than we did last time. If nothing else, we have better
probably true.
variety.
Mason.
Pay for your
Between
lie.
Brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good.
Apparently not good for long.
We didn't do nothing to anybody.
Oh, he's missing a leg.
Yeah.
Then we heard
Like
a
it's a bit obscured by the text
lot
bar.
from Paul because he, well,
He's talking about the war, I think.
The march I was on, the bonus army.
Yep.
It's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand.
Good catch.
Paul used to collect scary stories. Do you know a good one?
Oh, this I'm good. This I have stuff for.
Demon goat.
Demon goat. Sadness, love, family, future, authority, travel, freedom.
It's probably gonna be on the devil. I know.
Although
Well, you
this
found
one's
the
also
stories.
pretty
Right in there,
terrifying.
right.
Paul used to love that kind of dark campfire stuff.
Oh, this guy's got standards, unlike that kid.
Imprisonment? The more days I check off, the more I'm convinced that birth is an imprisonment.
Woof.
Ooh,
Hey.
oh,
Wow, it's been darker than I
that
expected.
went so bad so fast.
So I must work. It's an inevitable prison.
Oh my gosh, the nihilism is setting
Yeah.
in.
Something to make the world seem kind.
We have happy, right? No wait, we've got sadness. Hold up.
You have the story of the brothers who found each other. It's
Yeah.
kind of happy. And, you know, he's missing his brother, so...
I think he wants something about heaven desires fulfilled. And wishes come true, maybe, though. Like
Yeah,
that
tell
card.
him the story of the meteorite crashing into the city. I want to see what he says.
Determined socialist.
Yeah, I was like, oh, freedom. He's talking about freedom. Let's see what happy freedom stories we have. You know, people being oppressed in New York and worse.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This game is so rough.
I think you are correct about the heaven desires of folk wishes come true. That does kind of sound like a happy thing in general.
Mm.
Got nightmares enough without hearing that kind of horror.
Never mind.
Okay. We win.
It's not a happy
Well.
story.
My wishes come true? Well, if I could wish for anything, probably be for a nice, plentiful garden, away from everyone else. My own land, my own laws. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
Okay, the brothers.
Yeah, it's gotta be the brothers. Oh, but now they were wandering, seeking each other for 50 years. They didn't find each other in this version of the
I
story.
love it. That's actually great. I want to see if it evolves even further, maybe.
Yeah.
If you tell that again.
Failing that, we've got the seagull.
Mm-hmm.
For a moment there.
Oh,
Just
he liked that.
a moment. I felt that
Aww, we did it good.
Told you to tell the story. It's
Mhm.
well
You
Make
done.
her
did.
happy.
I'm sorry I doubted you. Well,
And to Paul. And to my sister Jessie.
Your sister Jessie is now playing with the toys from Toy Story. Or she is one of the toys in Toy Story. Never mind.
oh man, he went straight back to the down.
Oh no, he wants more happy stories.
Seagull?
Seagulls. Yeah, I'm looking for. We can't go any more at that card though.
Seagull.
Yeah, this.
Stop it now. I guess the brothers thing is also pretty.
That's the one we just told.
Just told him.
Oh yeah.
Like,
No, but the sorry, the lighthouse thing.
yeah, that's actually what I was thinking.
Sorry, the not brothers. Wrong.
They were sweet.
They were adorable.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, he liked that one.
There's some hope left for you too, you know.
Aww.
Don't give it away too quickly.
Okay.
I am nothing but a skeleton, man. What do you want from me?
Shh.
It was a real long time ago.
It's making me hopeful.
Pulled a ribbon on her hair, her pigtails came undone, and she tattletailed on them.
I mean, that's real love right there.
Yep. True love.
I never really tried after that.
Wow, you gave up on life early.
Holy shit, man.
You poor man.
Nihilism is insane. I love it.
He's like,
Like there's no point.
Do you know any good sad stories? True ones?
I may or may not have a couple.
the kid whose dad left him.
Yeah, that story could grow a bit. No, just tell him about New York. Sadness.
I wish I could talk about what happened in the trenches the way you did. Might help someone to understand.
Then talk about the trenches. That is literally what I'm here for.
Freedom is getting
We're here for you, buddy.
and getting enough to get by.
That's
Freedom is
socialism.
the ability to be free of pain. Here's the sun. I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way.
So now we have to backtrack to him.
If we want to continue, but yeah, we need a lot more and lot better stories, I guess.
Like, we ultimately need to, but
Days come and go.
we don't have to right away. So I assume this game gives you a few runs around the entire country.
Yeah.
What about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
Yes,
Flesh.
my royal flush, damn it.
My body.
So I think if you now go back to the state where he is in, that story will upgrade again.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because you told him that story and then he's going to that state. So it's possible that, like, between here and there, that story will change again.
I think that's most likely if I keep traveling and let it spread and tell his story to someone else.
Yeah,
Is
maybe.
it your story evolved, you think?
Man sharing the shade on the bridge with you tells you a few rambling stories, some true seeming, some conspicuously less so. All true, he assures you. There's history in this place, going all the way back to Indian times. Strange stuff happens around here. Can all be true. Sure it is, he scoffs. And then, as if to prove himself right, he launches into a story about the shootout between female bootleggers and the cops. And this one you know. From Wilder and Stranger, the women were arrested, not a shootout.
Nice.
Now it's a full-blown shootout.
Some Bonnie and Clyde stuff.
Yeah. Or Bonnie and Bonnie in this case.
Let me hitchhike, damn you!
To where? The town right next to you? Why?
Yes, I want to successfully be in a car. That is
Okay, go,
all
go,
I want.
now. You have to do it early and,
Hitchhike, go for it.
I am spamming the button.
well, it's too late now.
I expected more from you.
I expected
on
less
me.
from me, and that's on me.
No, I didn't expect more of you. At this point, I'm used
Oh.
to...
So close to something.
I am just going to...
Don't you need to look at the car?
I think I have to look the opposite way because you're walking that way, and you hitchhike that way, and that... Okay, let's try it your way.
I
There
don't know.
there was a point where the hitchhiking icon actually lit up.
Wait,
What
what?
did you do then? Not now, but at some point there was like a hitchhiking icon the first time. You're like, oh, you can hitchhike? Remember there was a pop-up?
Yeah, and I screwed it up that time because the car did stop, and I was just...
Ah,
Yes!
There you go.
I helped.
Yay! Yay!
Wow, it took you to where you were literally 2 seconds ago.
I mean, you say that, right? But first up...
It literally took you like 3 steps.
So I wanted to see if there were like stories you could pick up while talking to the drivers
Yeah,
and hitchhiking.
I guess you have to probably hitchhike a bit further though, right?
Yeah, I assume it cutscenes like as soon as you're in the car.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me.
Oh man, rain or
He
shine.
holds out a brown
Yeah.
envelope.
Oh,
The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street.
That's it. If we hit back, that guy absolutely was never there to begin with.
Yeah.
Over here. A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall.
I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
Oh man, this is some Railroad Underground shit.
As you round the corner, the world changes.
Or some Narnia shit.
J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious.
That's really
So much weird
That's
crap
legit.
The
happening
noise
in
and
that.
bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket. The man who answers is ancient and astute. He peers at the letter.
I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me?
You gotta tell him the truth,
You
though.
tear
I gotta tell him the truth.
It isn't good news.
Man needs to know.
Also, you know, literally the werewolf dude is like, true story's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks.
Better to know.
Oh
It's better
man.
to know. I called
Been
it.
waiting a long time
Yep.
for this. His shaking hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
I mean, if he couldn't see well at the beginning of that letter, it would have only gotten worse.
Yeah.
Aww.
Strange street lost in time. I guess that's a bit of a mystery or adventure kind of story.
I feel like it's more of just a description of honest to God real places. So it's around that time now, and I have food staring me in the eyes.
Nice.
But
Hey,
yeah, I
you
mean,
put some meat on your bones, buddy.
yeah, it looks like it's got quite a lot of gameplay to go through it. So it's a cool game. Where the water tastes like wine.
Yeah, so honest verdict so far?
Like, I think you'd have to be in a very specific mood or frame of mind or interest to really play it, but if you are in that state, it's solid. And for a free game, we've scratched the surface, if even, and there's just so much going on, and I love just that about it. But the quality, the sounds, the stories, just, it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think from what I've seen so far, it's a beautiful game, and the sound is amazing, especially the soundtrack and the voice acting. But yeah, like you said, I think you need to be in a specific frame of mind. I think it's more of a kind of relax and watch kind of game.
It's
more than
gaming
anything else.
ASMR, honestly.
Yeah, it's very much like for a specific crowd. If you enjoy the art style, if you enjoy the kind of music, and if you enjoy games where you kind of just sit back and relax, something like people playing like what's the Animal Crossing
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I think like if you enjoy just having a relaxing day of playing a game where it's very mindless and you just do random things, then I think you'd enjoy this.
Yeah. And we say that we should go on record and no one's paying us, like, don't even have a Patreon yet, so it's an honest opinion. Also,
Yeah.
that's sweet music.
If you guys liked what you saw here, next week we'll likely be here at the same time in the same place, looking at something called Stick It to the Man. Short, brief
that's a thing
description
next
from
week.
what short,
Okay.
brief description that I can find on that. Hard hat tester Ray has a bizarre accident and wakes up with a giant pink spaghetti arm sticking out of his brain. With his awesome new powers, he can read minds and change the world with stickers. But he's on the run for a crime he didn't commit. So I have no idea what to expect from that, but it does sound interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, thanks everybody for joining up.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have
Ciao.
a fantastic weekend.
Live long and prosper.
How do I click